Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 19, Week 5, Day 7. So today, of course, we shall be finishing up everything with the Vault event weekend. We're not going to be going over more things with 8.0 just because it feels like we have every single day this week. However, of course, as we're going over the weekly spoilers, the biggest thing happening next week, of course, is the 8.0 patch this Tuesday. Unfortunately, despite it being this Tuesday, most of what it brings in, we cannot actually do until the following Monday, not tomorrow Monday, but next week's Monday, is basically when the official 8.0 actually starts. But the patch for it is this Tuesday in 2 days from now, so there is that. Anyways, let's go over all of the basic things that we have going on throughout the week, and we'll go from there. So, as far as the official post, we got ourselves the, Someone has a broken page. That's funny. Well, let's look at the troop. What we have, the Belladonnas. This thing will give a bunch of life and armor, boosted by Bright Forest allies and Fairy Fired enemies, and also gains barrier. Alright, so this is one of those useless buff troops that are never going to be used ever in the history of the game. Interesting. What's this? World event? Okay, we have a world event, though the scoring is not here. Is it on the forum? Let me go check. Because the one on this page is very broken. So let me go check forum. Let me see if the one here is less broken. Otherwise, we won't know what the scoring is today. Nice! We don't know what the scoring is today. That's funny. Seems like the forum pass is being rolled out. World event scoring will now be locked behind a paywall. Ah, that's funny. That's really funny. That is really, really funny. But yeah, it's not working on the forum either. They just forgot to put the scores down. Well, we'll find out at some point, though we do not currently know, as it is not up on the thingy. But anyways, other things that we have going on this week, obviously this Tuesday, we have ourselves the 8.0 patch, which by far is the biggest thing. We have ourselves pretty standard Underspire, this being for Broken Spire, as is a Broken Spire event week. World event also associated to Broken Spire with the Ogre thing that we have coming in. Though unfortunately the troop itself seems pretty underwhelming. Wednesday we'll be having a pet rescue for Shegra Slime, which I believe just Shegra bonus? Yeah, this just gives extra bonus for Shegra, up to +5 to all stats. I believe this is the first time ever that this is available on a Wednesday event. This has been in drop table for over a year now, so you can always get it. You probably already have it. However, I believe this is the first guarantee Wednesday event where you can get it. So if you haven't gotten up to this point, this is the easiest time to ever get it. So worth considering, as it is free. Thursday we have a class event for Warlord. Warlord's pretty underwhelming. Use the summon early game, but once you get Titan Hero class and stuff like that, you basically never touch it again. And this Friday we got Bounty Hunter. Which, Bounty Hunter, overall value, not the greatest these days compared to everything else you can spend gems on, but I still personally like doing the entire event. It's pretty quick, takes like under an hour to do the whole thing later in the game, especially if you own Stellaryx or something, so we'll still do it. Though its reward system is not too good in the current state of the game, but if nothing else, at least do the free battles, which are always worth doing on that. But we will go and pay to do the entire thing, because why not? Beyond that, yeah, that was basically everything. The only other thing we have is 8.0 happening on Tuesday, which I'm not going to go over again right now just because we have what feels like 4 days this week. But long story short, we're going to be getting 10, possibly 11 new Immortal troops. With it, we'll be getting a new Burning currency where we can open up chests, which will give you Burning marks and a few other knick-knack stuff. Those Burning marks open the Burning chests. You get a bunch of loot from those. There's going to be a Season Pass, 66% of which is paywalled. The other 33% will be on free. There'll also be a bunch of goals you could do, which are all free, that will give you additional marks and progress on the new troop. And all these troops are usable everywhere, but they're stronger in their current location. And it seems like one of them is going to be really meta, and all the other ones seem pretty average, to be honest. But there is one that is like really, really good. It's basically Keeper of Souls, Souls for Doom Skulls. And they also have the teaser video, which we went over last night. But we're not going to go over too much more right now, as we kind of already have for like 3 hours this week. So today's focus will be on pretty much finishing everything we need to do for, oh gosh, we gotta do a delve, really. But we're basically going to be finishing off everything we need to go do for this current Vault event, as well as weekly stuff. Journey event, luckily completed, so we don't need to do that. Oh, also, if you haven't already, don't forget to claim the summer thingy. I don't think I have yet. Where's the calendar? How do you get to the calendar to claim the free thingy? How do you open the calendar thing? Because I'm pretty sure I haven't claimed it yet. Is it not showing up? Wait, do I have to restart the game to get to it? Wait, let me go restart real quick. Hold. Why isn't my thing showing up? I know for sure I haven't claimed it yet because I was going to save it for the stream. Because why not? Just remind everyone. But, because I know it disappears after you claim it. However, I haven't claimed it yet. So it shouldn't be disappearing on me. Come on. Come out wherever you are. Pop up? Hello? No, that's not it. Huh. Because I don't think it's in any of these tabs. Well, I guess I'm just not getting my 50 gems then. It's like click claim on it at some point. I didn't realize it. Summer. There it is. Okay. I was going to say. It's hiding in this little menu over here. But yeah, if you haven't claimed it yet, 50 free gems and a few other knick-knack stuff. So definitely make sure to go and do so. Apparently it's a spot all the way in top right that looks like a little gem thingy. Anyways, let's start clearing out some dailies. And then we're going to be throwing Paloozas basically until we have 300 Volkies. That is the game plan. Oh, do we get to play Guess the Door today? No, sad. Anyways, hello everyone. I didn't even say all the hellos. Let me start from the top. Also, do not use that team. That would be very bad. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let me start all the way from the top over here. Hello. Come on. Okay, there it goes. Hello, Mark. Hello, Draco. Hello, yeah. How's everyone's Vault event been doing? Honestly, we had a really weird Vault event. Our Vaults have been awful. I have like 0 epic Vault keys. 2 of which I got today were from Angels as well. So that's not even counting towards our actual number. Well, but you know, they weren't actually from the Paloozas. But, and also I started to stop getting verse 3s. Somehow we started getting verse 2s like crazy again. So now I'm still a little bit low on how many verses we need. But yeah, we've had a very bad Vault event, I would say, overall this weekend. Hello, Jets. Hello, Draco. It's one of the few times, like, I feel like a lot of them lately would be getting average luck or slightly above average luck. This was definitely a below average by quite a margin this weekend. Hello, Genki. Hello, Chad. Hello, Isabel. Which we haven't had in a long while, like a below average Vault event weekend. But this weekend was definitely that weekend. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Probably getting some water. I actually do have the water and a drink, though non-caffeinated. I'm pretty sure this is non-caffeinated. Honestly, I should start getting a caffeinated drink again. Because I could use some caffeine occasionally. I've been trying to stay away from caffeine for the most part. I could definitely use a little. But hello, Rob. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Stacy. Hello, just reading through chat. Did you see that they officially said Wait, where did they say in the video? I wasn't even paying attention. I don't even notice when anyone says because I say so much. So I just naturally have a deleter from my hearing. So someone could say like 10 times in a sentence and I probably wouldn't even notice. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Chad. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, who knows? Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Destiny Enforcer. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Drinking Dr. Pepper. Actually, I did have a Dr. Pepper earlier. So technically I did have some caffeine. Wait, where's the label on it? There it is. I actually did have a Dr. Pepper earlier. Mostly because what I was eating with earlier, or what I had earlier, just went really well with it. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for it. Like, I haven't really been buying any sodas, but sometimes my mom brings them home from work because she just gets them for free. And I try not to drink them, but they're like so tempting just sitting there. So it's like, occasionally I'll grab one. But I don't actually buy soda these days. It's like my total amount of caffeine I have is whenever she brings one of those back. But yeah, there's just some foods that it just goes really well with. Let's see. Pepper Brothers. Yeah, Dr. Pepper's pretty good. If I'm going to cheat with a soda occasionally, it probably is going to be either Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper. Or a root beer. Like, those are like the 3 main, like, cheat sodas I would do occasionally if I do. Because I'm not a big fan of Coke or Pepsi these days. Alright, clear out our final diamond guy. But yeah, the main game plan for today is to finish the entirety of our vault grind. As you can tell by our current Palooza's finished and our key numbers, we're a little behind. So we're going to be going for a little while tonight for our 300 goal, as we basically have to double how many keys we currently have. Alright, let me go buy the dungeon thingy. It is always worth doing this every Sunday. It's technically worth doing every day, but I just go for it on Sundays because we already have all the diamonds we're ever going to need. Not even on Sundays, such good value. It's still worth going for, even if you don't need them anymore. Let's see. Other things. Underspire. Oh yeah, we need to go do the rest of Underspire. I need to remember to not forget to do that. I'll probably even do that next, to be honest. Are we going all the way till midnight? We'll probably be going for about 3 hours, which means almost to midnight, possibly. Because midnight's in 4 hours from now, but yeah, I would say we're definitely going to be going for about 3-ish hours, give or take a little. Because we have to throw at least 2 hours of Paloozas, basically. Because I'm probably going to need to throw another 7. And with all the in-between time between Paloozas, it should be about 2 hours then. It's minimum 145 minutes. But obviously we won't be doing it perfectly with 0 downtime in between. So we'll be closer to 2 hours. And then just finishing out everything else. Though everything else isn't really that bad. We're about to be done with most basic dailies in the next, like, 5 minutes. Underspire, with how far we are right now, should only take about 10 minutes. Maybe 15. And then the only other thing would be, what, a little bit of PvP. Which I think the only thing we have to do is take gold marks off of Central, if I'm not mistaken. I think is the only thing we actually need. Yeah, we had such bad Vault weekend luck or lack thereof this time. It's one of the few weeks where I feel like I could definitively say we had bad luck. Like, just look at our epic Vault key number right now. We're 7 Paloozas in. Counting angels and counting everything else, we're at 5 epic Vault key. I have never seen that number be so low relative to that much. Because that was around 15 sets of verses farmed. And 7 Paloozas opened, and only 5 epic Vault keys. Which is so low. Not to mention our actual number of Vault keys is down as well. Though not as badly as our epic Vault keys are. Anyways, I'm saving Underspire for last, so let's go clear out PvP real quick. I think we also have to run one dungeon real quick, but that doesn't take any time at all. I'm not going to bother with Valhawk daily. If we get them, we get them. If we don't, we don't. Also, we're not going to bother voting, as I'm pretty sure our vote will very little matter in most of these locations. And I don't think this is for gold marks. It should just be central for gold marks. Alright, 12 gold marks for running central. Let's go run it real quick. If we get a Valhawk, we get a Valhawk. If we don't, we don't. Hey, Pet Gnome! I think we already have one active as a guild, so unfortunately that doesn't actually help us. But oddly enough, that's actually the first Pet Gnome I've seen this weekend. Mostly because most of our farming is not in PvP. I'm pretty sure that is our first Pet Gnome of the weekend. Oh, we did activate a pet. Nice. Hey, we were the one who got to do it for once. First gnome, first activation. Unfortunately, I do not need that pet, but maybe someone in my guild does. I believe that's the Sinner Mirage bonus pet. Which, I'll go double check, but if I'm not mistaken, that should be maxed for, like, multiple years now. I'll go double check, because I think that sometimes, and then it turns out, like, years later, I'll find out, oh, that thing I thought has been maxed for a while hasn't been maxed at all. Yeah, let me go check. I'll check it right now. The only annoying thing about that is even though PvP is the main location where you activate pets these days, you cannot get to the pet menu from the PvP menu. You have to go all the way out, then go into games, then go check it here. And I do not need it, that's what I thought, but just double checking. Yeah, we'll clear this out, and then the only other daily we really have then is, oh, there's one Valhawk. Would be to go do, whatever you call it. The good old Underspire. We do have a little chunk of Underspire left. I think we have like 20 torches to go use. We're still in the final section too. I have not actually completed out the final section. I got to most of it though. Oh, you know what I actually found this week? Remember earlier this week when we found a 3-off dead end room? Or not dead end room, a 3-off boss room? I found a second 3-off boss room this week. I have no clue why my layout was so weird. But we have 2 3-off boss rooms, which I think might be the first time I've ever seen it in 1 week. Maybe there's one other time it happened, I don't remember. But yeah, we had 2 3-off boss rooms in the same week. Very weird layout. Because I saw it there, it's like, wait, why are you so early? The weirdest part is as it had plenty of room to be somewhere else in this section. But for whatever reason, which is like clumped there. Really weird. Actually, I'll go show where it is right now. Actually, let me go take out dungeon and I'll go show it. Because I do have to clear out that one dungeon real quick. Just for the daily XP thingy. Which isn't that big a deal, but for how quick it is to go unlock it, I generally do it. Oh, click the thing. Oh no, what happened to you, Mr. Jesse? Wait, that's the problem with reading inversely in chat. Let's see. Apparently I missed a lot of chat. I hope things work out, Mr. Jesse. Very hot and barely any food. Oh no. Did you feel like the net devs held back on the gnomes this week? I don't really feel like they held back on the gnomes. I've just been so unlucky with what we have been getting from the gnomes. Did you have a good holiday? Oh yeah, I had a wonderful holiday. Oh, you just got back from Spain? Nice. Yeah, we ended up getting back from New Jersey. Spend it with family. Had a lot of fun. Oh, also got to see Isabel while I was down there. Since she ended up coming down from New York for a day. We had lunch together and a few other things. All the way till midnight? No, we're probably going until about 11. I know, Mr. Jesse, almost everywhere around. Yeah, there's some places that really have food shortages. I know there was one place I used to live when I was like technically considered homeless in high school. And there was basically only one food place that was even remotely close. And if that place was ever closed, you basically couldn't get food. It was a very weird area. Yeah, I was considered legally homeless for about a year or two in high school. I technically wasn't homeless in like the literal sense of what you consider homeless. But for all intents and purposes, like I was legally considered homeless for about a year. It wasn't as bad as some people have it. But still got to experience it slightly. It's definitely awful. I didn't get the full homeless experience, but like the half homeless experience. It's hard to explain. But definitely not fun either way. I will take this one. Because that was around the time of my dad's third bankruptcy. Let's see. Alright, we don't need this. We already just saw that we didn't need that. Alright, the only thing like we need then is Underspire. So let's go finish out Underspire. We have 16 torches left. You have your 22nd perfect dungeon run this year? Wow, nice. You actually keep track? That's actually something I haven't been keeping track of personally within the game. She died trying to get air in her garage by carbon monoxide. Oh no, how did that happen? That's not good. Alright, we got a double over there. How deep are we? 1, 2... Okay, this double is not guaranteed dead end yet. Not sure which one's more likely. I still feel like single path is more likely here. So I'm gonna take it. It's been a very weird 3-off area. I wouldn't be surprised if the boss room's just sitting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is this area so weird? Yeah, we'll keep going. Why not? We're already here. Too far to turn back now. Also, I was hoping I could finish most of this before the stream. I actually didn't get around to it. I got like half of it done, but didn't finish out the other half. Because after we finish out this, we'll have to do about 2 hours of Palooza. Which is pretty much going to be a good bulk of the stream, I would assume. Come on, please. Boss room. It's going deep enough that I think this is boss room. Can't remember if we found the merchant in this section yet. I want to say yes. Because if so, this has to actually be boss room then. Hey, Sushi Ninja, that reminds me, I still have not had sushi since pandemic, by the way. There was actually, it was kind of funny, while I was away in New Jersey, I actually looked up to see what the price of that one sushi place is. Remember that one sushi place I said was like $7 when I was going to it? It looks like it's currently up to 13 for lunch and 18 for dinner. So they have like doubled their price since then, since like 5 years ago. But honestly, I think I might go back there. I haven't gone there in a long, long time. And they were half decent for the price. They don't have any like the better sushi, but generally that's all I really eat anyways, are like the California rolls and the other things, whatever they were called. Like the non-sushi sushi in a sense. All of like the really basic ones. But a lot of the really basic ones are like some of my favorite. Because I'm not a big like exotic sushi eater. Ah, there it is, boss room. Alright, let's make sure we don't lose this. I should probably even change my team to be not horrible. We'll do good enough. What's the worst that can happen? Your niece and nephew had a chicken nugget quota to meet. They made it go into the freezer. Oh gosh. You like your sushi deep fried? Sushi's always been one of those weird categories of food for me, where I've tried quite a few things in it, but I tend to like the most basic stuff from it. I think the last time I had like something really absurdly good though was probably in Chicago, like 7 or 8 years ago, where it was like almost like a crab cake thingy in like some kind of eel dip thing, but it was like raw, or like sushi style kind of thing. And gosh, it was so good. That was the last time I can remember where I had like absurdly good sushi. I have had sushi like once or twice since then, but it was really like average sushi. You can't eat cold sushi? Honestly, I don't mind versions of cold sushi. As long as it's not like a raw fish cold sushi. Ah, there's a double gold mark. And double gold orange thingy. Oh gosh. Alright, final battle, and then we'll go use our last 11 torches on some of the rooms. Like, hey, this dead end room. Which I'll go take it now. Also, we did get a Guardian this week, so this will be the first week ever we get 2, if we can actually get a second. Yeah, the 14 to 20 style, yeah, that was the place I was going to be going to. Like, it's not great sushi, but, sushi. They still have, like, those imitation crab things with those California roll things and a few other things like that that are not that bad. Yeah, I've been meaning to go back there. I kind of want to in the next few weeks. Probably the day that I go shopping for the computer chair. I'm going to go hit up that sushi restaurant because I think they're near the same area. Because I'm probably going to an Office Max, which I haven't been in like forever. I think it's been like over a decade since I've stepped foot in a store like that. That's likely where I'm going to be shopping for my computer chair. This is when it's starting to break apart a bit too much. I think I'm actually going to splurge on a pretty good one because I use it so much every single day. I really should just invest in a really high-end computer chair. Not sure exactly what I'm looking for, but whatever feels nice. It's one of the reasons I want to shop in person, too. Because obviously online, you can't really try before you buy. And returning is just an annoyance more so than convenience. Not enough Gems of War players are using the Godslayers. Yeah, honestly, they could be pretty useful. Like right in this battle, even right here, I can use it for 5 times damage on Diamantina. I normally don't opt to bother with it because there's so few battles where it's needed. Especially since some of the strongest troops in the game do not count as bosses. For example, Stellaryx and the 10 or 11 new Immortals that are coming next patch. All of those troops do not count as a boss. The Immortals count as Immortals, which are not bosses. And Stellaryx only counts as Dragon. But in this battle right here, we could technically do a boss counter and one-shot Diamantina. Yeah, we are getting dangerously close to death. Maybe I should actually go tank hero class. Or resummon hero class, because we are really absurdly dangerously close to death. I see a problem here. We are in sudden death mode. We're actually gonna waste a torch. We do not have enough damage. Oh, you know what time it is. Fine. We'll go bring out the boss slayer. Are you the boss slayer? You are the boss slayer. We'll bring out a singular boss slayer, and just to really make sure we don't die, I'm even going to switch to elementalist. Bringing out the big guns. One-shot the Diamantina and Never Die Hero. Oh, that's a big miss. But we got the Godslayer. We still have to kill everything else normally, though. That shouldn't be that big a deal. Oh, yeah, we'll go for Wand. Incompletely. Why is Wand wanting to miss so badly today? Just does not want to land. Only problem is last slot has like all of its durability still. Yeah, we'll get there. Might as well just keep heroes elementals, to be honest. This guy slow down some of the fights, but ultimately that shouldn't really matter. Yeah, I probably should have switched into this earlier, but oh well. Win's a win. Alright, there we go. Alright, now with the rest of our torches, let's go find some stuff. I guess we'll check the earlier sections and double check for any doubles. Do we have none? Alright, that one's deep enough. Let's take this one. Right there. Should be a double. Oh, I should get rid of the Raid Slayer, though. I don't need the Raid Slayer anymore. I can keep heroes elementals, but I do have to get rid of Raid Slayer, as it is pointless to have at this point. It does absolutely nothing for our team. We only need it just to secure the Diamantina kill. And you know what, I'll even change back to mech. Because for the battles that we're about to do, we really don't need elementals. We just needed to super secure that one just to make sure we didn't die. I'll go back to normal team. Is this double dead end? It shouldn't be. This is going to be a double 2-off situation. Where it's going to be boom boom and then boom boom. I don't want to take that unless we have to. Not only is it a deep section, but it's a double 2-off, which means 4 battles. Like, if that's our best option, we'll go for it. But, is it? Have we scouted that much that is actually our best option? It's looking like it, which is not ideal, but if it is, we'll take it. Yeah, I think it is. If we found the merchant in this area already, I should go for it. And I believe we have. Yeah, we have. Alright, well, I guess we're going for it. This is unfortunate because it's in the final section, so they take forever to kill. But it should be a double 2-off, which is by far our best option, based on what we have scouted. Oh, so I should have taken it from the top. Or just mash clicking it. You live in a very rich restaurant region. It's kind of weird. I was mentioning this with my dad, too, when we were down there. But it's just so weird because the area that I'm in South Carolina has so many restaurants, but has, like, 0 good quality restaurants, almost. Like, we have quantity over quality. Like, you can get any kind of food in this area, but the quality of it will be subpar, almost all of it. It's just so weird. There are so few good places to eat in this area. But you can get literally any cuisine you could ever think of in this area. But 90% of them are never worth going back to again. Yep, double 2-off. We kind of already knew this, but we'll go for it. Like, out of every restaurant I've been to in, like, a 5-mile radius from my area, I would say there's only, like, 3 places that are worth going to. There's that few. Despite the fact that there's probably literal hundreds, if not thousands, of restaurants within the area. Only 3 of them are actually worthwhile. Alright, we found a tier 1. Better than nothing, I guess. Just don't give us torches, please. The seafood options are okay. The problem is a lot of the restaurants' prep of the seafood is not that good. This area is really good for buying good seafood. Like, you know, fish and such. But most of the restaurants that actually prep the food are not that good. Like, the place I went to before I left for New Jersey, I have no clue how it has such a good rating. It is so overpriced, and their food is so bland. It's kind of funny because I remember when I went back to, or when I went to that place like 10, 15 years ago with my dad, it was so bad that afterwards, to get the taste out of our mouth, we, and because the food portions were so small relative to how overpriced it was, we literally went to a McDonald's afterwards. It was that bad. That McDonald's horrible quality food was better than that restaurant. Despite it literally being on the ocean and probably buying local fish. Like, their ingredients weren't bad, it's just their prep of it was horrific, as well as their pricing. I went back there again the other week, and they have improved a bit, but it's still pretty bad. It's mostly their price that's pretty bad. Like, relative to portion size. Like, their taste did get a little bit better. Though I do have to say, their lobster bisque was one of the most disappointing lobster bisques I think I've ever eaten. Everything else I had there the second time I went there honestly wasn't that bad, though. It definitely improved. Tough critic. But no, I don't understand how that place has a good rating. It's actually surprising because I think it has like a 4.4 or 4.5 star rating. when it should really be like a 2-star rating. As far as seafood places that, or not seafood places, but places that do like various fish and stuff. Well, I guess yeah, that would be a seafood place. But I know there's a place called Mr. Fish nearby that isn't too bad. Their consistency is not that great, but overall, when they do nail it, it's really good. Like you can definitely tell what cook is in on a given day. I guess some of them are a lot better than the others. Well, when they do have a good cook there, it is probably one of the better places around for seafood. They also get a lot of it fresh local, which you could definitely taste the difference. No way! No! No, that's really funny. That's really, really, really funny. We'll hand out a code. Only one code. We're not handing out any extra. Because we're going to do 3 today, so we'll hand out 1 right now, I guess. But this is the same one I got this week. We literally got this like 4 days ago, or whatever it was. Like, this is the first week we've ever gotten 2 Sentinels. The problem is they're repeats. Aw, that's so unfortunate. I just find it kind of funny that we got the same one. We literally got this like 3 days ago. It is so unfortunate. Yep, our first repeat Sentinel. Can't complain too much though, because we already got that Sentinel this week, so. Alright, anything we could do with 2 torches? I feel like the answer is no, but I guess I'll check right here. Seems like one of our best bets. That is so unfortunate. But yeah, our first duplicate. So we found 5 Sentinels, 4 unique. Hopefully we don't go too far over drop rate. Ideally, I want to have them all by like 10-ish if we can. Obviously, we have no say in the matter. It's purely luck-based. But I'm hoping that we have them all before 10, like 10 or before. If we have to go like 20-something for them, that's going to be a nightmare. Given that we're only at 5. At least we're not missing that many at this point. We're only missing 2. Bet it could take forever to get the final ones. Alright, that's all the battles we could do. Well, that's Underspire completed. We found the same Sentinel twice. Our first time we ever gotten 2. Though both the same one. Oh, 35 tribute for 34 gems. Not bad. Okay, I think we have officially finished every daily that we care about. So, I think it's Palooza time. We're about to run 2 hours of Palooza then for the rest of the stream. Sounds like a game plan. Don't think there's a single other thing we need to finish as far as weeklies are concerned, dailies, anything else, Underspire. So yeah, the only thing left is Paloozas. So of course our goal as per usual is to hit 300 Volkies. So that means we should need about 7 more Paloozas at our current horrible drop rate we've been getting so far. I guess we'll go crack open an EXP booster and then do the other thing. I could do this 3 times. We have 3 EXP boosters we can use. 1 here, 1 there, and 1 from today's daily. So I guess we'll do that for the first 3, and then from there we'll just run the rest normally. And after I run out of EXP boosters, I guess we'll hand out the second code and then go from there. Then hand out the other one a little bit later. Alright, where's my Ironhook team? It might be worth the extra 50 gems. Oh, I already paid the 50 gems. The next one would be 100 gems. Which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time around we're probably not going to go for it. But yeah, I already spent 50 gems for Underspire. If we go check the thingy. Our next one would be 100. Which for 1 dead end room isn't too worth it. I sometimes get it if it looks like we're going to be short on like sigils or something. But I generally don't do it for extra dead end rooms. As 5 will realistically only give us 1 dead end room. 2 if we're lucky. And checking just 1 isn't really worth the cost. Or I personally don't feel like it. Alright, let me use this team just once so we set it as our team. Let me make sure the timer is timering. And let's go complete the Vault event weekend. We're pretty much doing half the grind tonight. Oh, also, I did not get all the Paloozas, by the way. I wanted to have a surplus of like 20 this week. And unless we get really lucky or I farm a little bit after the stream, I'm only at 24. Look at this difference, though. Look at our verse 2s. Our verse 2, earlier this week, was lower than our verse 3 by 1. And then it went up by 8. But yeah, it is now 7 higher than our verse 3. How this happened, I have no clue. But we just stopped getting verse 3, I think all day today. But how many would I have gotten? I think I only got 4 verse 3s all day. Compared to getting like 11 verse 2s or whatever it was. Yeah, we got really unlucky on verse 3. The main one we need now. Once again. For only one day, maybe even half a day, we needed it the other way around, but nope. Back to needing verse 3s again. That was very short-lived. Alright, double check the timer is timering. And, yeah, let's get into it. Oops, no, we want to go back. Go back! Alright, let it begin. Oh, wait, I want to use an XP booster first, though. Let me go do that. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Let me grab this. Grab one of these. Grab one of those. How do I do? Soul Forge, other... Boom, boom, boom. Start up timer. Alright, let it begin! The first of 7 Paloozas. We shouldn't need an 8th. That would be very weird if we need an 8th. But if we do need an 8th, I will do it, I guess. But we should only need to do 7. Also, unlike the other few days, we will be updating the number every single Palooza we do. Unlike the last 2 days where we updated it once at the end of the stream. But it will be updating it every Palooza. See our full track. As we go and finish it out. Hey, Volky. Yeah, these days, as far as Paloozas, as far as Underspire is concerned, my general strategy is spend 150 per day until like Friday or Saturday, and then kind of determine by Saturday, like, okay, do we do 50 today? Do we do 150 today? And then just finish it out on Sunday, normally just with 150. And just cuts down the amount of cost overall. Because if you can get away with 5 150s and 2 50s, which is ideally the aim, that comes out to a cost of, math. 850 gems. Or 950 if you throw the extra 100 like we did yesterday. So it's going to be either 850 or 950 gems to scout most dead end rooms and fully complete Underspire. Which is a nice in-between. Like, yes, you can go a little bit further to scout out, like, the last few dead end rooms. But it can easily cost you upwards of, like, 300 to 600 gems to do so. So it's a nice in-between of overall value. Which is what we've been doing for most weeks lately. The 850 or 950 completion. Which allows a scouting of about 85% of dead end rooms. As well as all rewards, of course. You got 50 Vol keys on 45 minutes of Paloozas? Is that with Ironhawk team or without Ironhawk team? Without Ironhawk team, that's pretty much how much you would expect. That's a little low for with Ironhawk team, though. If you're running like the exact team we're running right now. But if you're using non-Ironhawk team, that's pretty much how much you should expect to get. If you're using basically any team that isn't this. It is slightly low if using this team. Not by much, though. It's pretty much our luck this weekend. We should have way more than we currently have. Not sure if I'm just slightly slower this weekend, or we've just been getting that unlucky. But it seems like we've just been getting that unlucky. I don't feel like we're going that much slower. If at all. Seems pretty normal pace. Oh, that's your problem. Don't use greed. I did the same mistake initially when I built this team. Greed is actually really, really bad on this team. It might seem worth it because of the extra gold, but he slows you down a lot with his one explode that he does per turn, or, you know, at the start of battle. It slows you down way, way too much to be doing it during Paloozas. When you're verse farming, you can do it if you want to offset your gold, but you should never, ever be running greed during Palooza, as he can delay you up to an extra 2 to 3 seconds with his one explode that he does, even on 4 times speed. Because you have to wait for the whole animation of the explode to take place. And if it cascades, it goes even longer. And something like a second doesn't sound like much, but when you're winning in, like, pretty much seconds per cycle. Like, each cycle, this is taking, like, 10 to 12-ish seconds. So to have an extra 1 second delay each time really starts to add up. You do get more gold while using greed, though, of course. But the extra loot that you'd be getting from the Palooza far outweighs the extra gold. During verse farming, you can get away with it because you're not getting any kind of extra loot. So being slightly slower isn't as big a deal. But I would advise never, ever, ever running greed for Paloozas. Only for verse farming if you're going to use it. Which is why we use Sister Superior. Is the only delay she has is Revered. But Revered is like barely no delay at all. Especially compared to an entire Explode gem. I keep using Greed. Well, you can use Greed if you want. I used to a lot initially. But then after doing the math, like, well, more so when Paloozas came out, I was like, okay, this is way too slow. Like, pre-Palooza, it wasn't too bad. Because almost everything was, like, verse farming time. So you were going slightly slower, but it was worth it for the gold. But when we were doing that initially, when Paloozas came out, it was very, very evident after doing it for a little while, like, testing the difference, that it just was not worth using greed anymore. But it's still worth it for verse farming. You get a lot of extra gold for barely any time loss. But the slight time loss on Paloozas is generally losing out on too many vault keys and other loot. Potentially even gold, because you might even get your gold back from the extra vault keys and the extra gnomes. But in verse farming, it matters a lot less because you're not there's not like there's a big currency that you're constantly going through the whole time. So even though you're technically getting less verses per hour running greed while verse farming, it's not as big of a cut in resource gain compared to running it during a Palooza. But you could technically run it for both if you really wanted to. But I do advise never using greed for at least Paloozas. I don't think I've ever actually covered a video specifically on the difference. But we did actually do, like, time trials and everything on stream a long, long while back. Like, we're talking, like, the first month of Paloozas basically existing. Like, I don't think it was the very first weekend, but I think the weekend after that weekend, we did, like, a whole, like, test trial between, like, Greed and Sister Superior. And the overall conclusion is you should always use Sister Superior. Because we were a greeter initially. But then we went to the Sister Superior side. Oh, hello, Tyrion. Welcome, welcome. But no, for the longest time, I used greed every single time for it. But then we eventually shifted and never went back. Circle Broken Spire for hours? Oh gosh. The addiction is spreading. Oh nice, you got 20 shinies today. And 5 shiny Necromas. Nice. Or Necrozmas. Oh, that's a question. Tyrion, does Pokemon Go have shiny Zacian and the other one yet? He's haven't really been keeping up with, like, Pokemon competitive these days. But I believe Shield Doggy is actually viable for once. And I don't have shiny Shield Doggy. Oh, they haven't come yet? Oh. It's kind of funny because in Sword and Shield, you would literally only use Sword Dog. But in Scarlet and Violet, Shield Dog is actually viable because I believe they gave it Body Press, and that combined with like all the other utility I already had was enough to make it viable. It really goes to show what happens when you put like one good move on a legendary. It instantly goes from being useless to like the strongest thing around. Yeah, I think I missed the waves when they initially handed out shinies for them. Because I don't believe I have a shiny one of them. Who knows? Maybe if Shiny Dog wins Worlds, we'll get one. If they're using a Shiny Dog from Sword and Shield. Though they would need a 0 IV one, so they're probably not. Because most of them are probably going to have a hacked 0 IV one, or... actually, can you get natural 0 IV in Sword and Shield? I can't remember. I'm asking that like anyone here would know. But yeah, I don't even know if you can get natural 0 IV Sword Doggy in Sword and Shield. Because I'm pretty sure competitive needs him to be 0 attack. Because his main damage source would likely be Body Press, which he doesn't need attack value for. I mentioned that because the shiny version I'm pretty sure is 6 IV. Which means no one in competitive would ever use the shiny version. Because the only way to have a 0 attack shiny version of him would be to have a hacked one. You have 3 forms of it as shiny now? True. Yeah, I never really understood how those worked in the DLC of Scarlet and Violet, or Sword and Shield, I mean. Because I saw them being used some in like the competitive system that was around when I was messing around with the game. I never really understood the system, so I just didn't really bother with it. I believe they came in Gen 7. But because I never played Gen 7, I don't really understand the mechanic of how they like fuse together. Yeah, it made that solar dog and the solar thingy. The solar thingy wasn't really that popular, but the big lion guy was, whatever he was, Solerdis or whatever his name is. Yeah, so Galio, that's his name. It was only really viable in singles though. But yeah, honestly, I haven't really been keeping up with competitive Pokemon since the current generation of Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet. I casually, I feel like the type change mechanic is fun. But competitively, it is just a nightmare. It is just such a clunky mechanic to, like, play around. Compared to every other gimmick they've ever done in recent times, like, Gigantamaxing or, Mega Evolutions. You get 2k Dragonite this Vault Weekend? Nice. I honestly have not kept track a single Vault Weekend how much Dragonite I've gotten. But if I had to guess, we're definitely over 1,000 by now. Also, I'm not sure if it was the right choice. I had a choice between an Epic Vault Key today and 15 Dragonite, and I chose the Epic Vault Key. I'm not sure if that's the right choice. As far as gem value is concerned, technically an Epic Vault Key outweighs 15 Dragonite. However, 15 Dragonite is 15 Dragonite, which is consistent value. Whereas an Epic Vault Key can literally give you nothing. So Epic Vault Key is a little bit more of a gamble. But on average, an Epic Vault Key should be more valuable than 15 Dragonite. Which is why I went for the Vault Key. Or the Epic Vault Key, I mean. Hello, Sonny! Not sure if I said hello, but welcome, welcome. Hope all's well. Was I hear someone doing fireworks in the background? Wait, what's today? Today's not Friday. Yeah, what's the fireworks for? I'm trying to think. Fireworks on a Sunday? That's a weird day for it. I can't think what that's for. Alright, pretty bad final battle, but at least 2 of them are good. Give it a few extra seconds. Alright, something good. We get nothing. Oh, actually 1,000 glory. It's not nothing. Alright, let's go see where our tally is right now. How disappointing is our numbers? Okay, Volkies did good. Epics are, whoa. Though 2 of those were from Angels. However, that's 3. That's not bad. I believe we started at 62. So yeah, that'd be 10. Which means we got 5. But that means we got 3. Because 2 of these Epic Vault Keys were Angels today. So we got 3 Epic Vault Keys from what we just did. Alright, Go figure out our numbers then. So this went up by 21. This went up by technically 5, though technically 3. As 2 of them were from Angels. But there we go. Alright, not bad. Though some of those Vault Keys were probably from just naturally finding them. So that means we only hit like 19 Vault Keys, which is still below average for our Palooza. Which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, let's keep going. I guess I'll use the daily one and then I'll go grab the other one. So we'll grab this one. Might as well use it right now. Go to games, go to Soulforge, go to boost. And not this one, but the Palooza after next one, we'll go hand out code. And we'll hand out our 3rd code a little bit later. As we should still have a few more to have to run after that. Unless our luck really turns around all of a sudden. But I feel like we're going to need 14. Which means we'll need to run another 6. 2 of which will be EXP boosted. The last 4 will just be normal. So basically another hour and a half of paloozing. Which all the in-between downtime will probably take us like 2 hours. Time it should take, an hour and a half. Time it's actually going to take, nearly 2 hours. That's how it always is. Hey, an Epic Vault Key already. Come on, let's see some turnaround. Our luck has been so bad this weekend. Give us something. If nothing else, at least we got some good luck throughout the week in the sense that we got 2 Guardian troops this week for the first time ever. From Underspire. Unfortunately, they were both the same one. Luckily, it was a new one initially. I wonder if you always get the same one on a given week. Has anyone in chat here know anyone or you yourself gotten 2 Underspire Guardians in the same week that were different? Because I wonder if it just rolls the same one both times. Or if I just got really unlucky getting the exact same one twice in a week. But yeah, have you ever seen an instance where you've gotten 2 of the Guardians from Underspire that were different in the same week? I assume it's possible. You have gotten different? Okay, so we just got really unlucky then. Unfortunate. Rerolled the 1 in 6 chance of getting the same one twice in a row. Very unfortunate. But it does happen. You've gotten 2 different in the same day? Nice. Yeah, mine were a few days apart. Oh, yeah, Tyrion, did you ever finish getting them? Or were you at 5? Or are you one of the few that were stuck at 5 for forever? I feel like a lot of people are in that situation, though. Because getting your final one is very luck-based. Like, getting to 3 or 4 is not going to be too hard. That 5th and 6th one are going to be a nightmare to get. With how many duplicates will be gotten along the way. That's one of a few systems in this game that really need to give you one of each before it starts giving you duplicates. Just from the sheer amount of time that you can go unlucky for. Like, if you get unlucky enough, it can take literal years to finish Underspire. So far, we're in, like, what, 7 months in? And we're at 4 out of 6. But, of course, you can keep getting duplicates. It should be a guarantee 1 year grind or less if they didn't have any duplicates. Even if you were only doing tier 4 every week, and by tier 4 I mean going to doubling the silver in the 4th section and then stopping, but scouting everywhere up to that point. Even if you only did that, if they had only unique drops from them, you would hit it within a year. If they made it so you got no duplicates. Which means for only 50 gems a day, you could finish it in a year if there was no duplicates. You get 3 different dupes out of your 4? Oh gosh. So you have 7 total, but 3 different dupes. So you almost have 2 full collection then. That's kind of funny. You're only 1 off from a double collection of 4. Yeah, we're currently at 5 drops. Five drops, 4 unique. The dreaded Dragonite Gnome. The intense focus, I know, right? It is sometimes on Vault Event. It's completely consumed in focus. Also, I will be doing a lot of midday streams later next week. Because I kind of want to go power grind out Old School RuneScape. They also have a little prize tournament thingy that I'm going to participate in some. At least high enough to qualify for at least some prize money if there's a chance. Generally, I've never really played it, but they're adding cosmetics for it this time around, and might as well try to see if we randomly win the raffle system. Because before, you could only really win if you were in, like, a mega clan. But they have, like, a raffle system for it now, so as long as you place high enough, you get into the raffle for money. So I was like, might as well. It's only $1,000 bucks, but hey, $1,000 bucks, $1,000 bucks. That's $1,000 bucks towards the new computer. I've never actually tried the game mode before. It's kind of like the League's game mode we did back in November, except different. Basically, PvP's enabled everywhere, and there's like a sigil system, kind of like how the medal system works in Gems of War, except unlike Gems of War, there's like dozens of them. Whereas in Gems of War, for whatever reason, they still haven't added more when they really need to, because it's such a good system that can have so much being done with it, but they still don't do anything with it for some reason. I still feel like that's one of the bigger opportunities that's been missed so far in Gems of War. There's so many things they could do with a medal system, and they haven't touched it since launch. And I know exactly when it launched. It was October of 2019, which means they haven't touched it for 5 years now. Half the game's lifespan, they haven't even touched it. It's been out for half the game's lifespan, and they haven't even touched the mechanic. There's so much more they could do with it. But they refuse. We haven't really been streaming that much Old School RuneScape. Oh yes, I will do Coliseum in the new game mode, yes. Because a death in this game mode does not count as a death on the main account. Because this mode, you're supposed to die a lot. It's literally PvP enabled everywhere, pretty much. So our death count's going to be in the hundreds. I might even keep a death count of how many times we've died during the whole thing. We'll have a total death counter. Because that number is going to get into the triple digit at some point, probably. Compared to our normal account that has never died a single time. But yeah, there's a lot of things we'd be doing that we don't normally do. This should be a lot more fun than what we normally do. I will probably stream it this Thursday as well before the tournament thingy actually starts. It goes for 2 weeks. I definitely won't be playing it the full 2 weeks. I'll be playing it just to have fun. And if we win something, we win something. Because the mega clans are still going to get like the most points for the most part. But we're going to just go in solo and see what we could do. There's an upcoming game on Steam called Succubus 2069. Would you be interested in playing it? Oh gosh. I wonder what it's about with a name like that. But no, we will not be playing it. How about this? If you can get Genki... if you can get Genki to stream it, I will stream it. How about that? That's my deal to you, Lester. If you can get Genki to stream it, I will also stream it. And I know for sure Genki will never stream it, so... I just realized Kinky's not here right now, is she? Peer pressure and get doing it. What if she streams it for 1 second? No, it has to be a full playthrough. 1 second doesn't count. Because I highly doubt something like that takes more than an hour. She's probably playing Hot Pot. Is she as addicted to Hot Pot as me? But I'm not that addicted. I was only addicted to it on day 1. I barely touched the game since. I don't know, I gave Palia a shot. I feel like as it gets slightly more out of beta, I would like it more. It still feels like there's quite a few things that are rough around the edges that they're still kind of doing at the moment. Like, I feel like Palia by 1.0 will probably be pretty good. There's a lot of aspects of the game just to feel a little incomplete at the moment. Do a chain together co-op stream with Izzy and Cookie? I still have no clue what that game is. Oh, Dragonite Gnome. Perfect. Okay, I'm not going to take anything in case we get super unlucky and get a triple skull from Sky. Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, Lester's going to try to convince you to play Succubus 2069. Because I say he was trying to convince me to go play Succubus 2069. Then I said I would if you ever played it, knowing that you would never play it. Okay. I think we delayed enough time. But yeah, I said to Lester I would play it if he can convince you to play it. But I know that for sure you would never play that. Oh, we got the lowest possible roll on Dragonite Gnome. Boo. Sad. Alright, where's our tally at right now? Alright, at least... Oh no, we did bad on... Gosh, why are we doing so bad on Paloozas this weekend? We just cannot get loot today. Or this whole weekend. Oops, I just added a 0. 100 epic Volkies, could you imagine? Alright, how many Volkies was it again? 173. We might need a whole extra one for once. I can't remember the last time we've needed 15 Paloozas to finish a weekend. But at current rate, we're almost heading there. Because I only have 31 pity right now because one of those is the XP booster we're about to go use. So that means right now we're only at 204 Volkies. Which means on average, we should need another 5. Okay, so we should be able to still do it within 14. Unless we get absurdly unlucky, we should be able to finish it by 14 Paloozas. Alright, let me go run it back. Let's do one more, then we'll hand out our second code. And we'll keep going. Because we should need to do 5 more, unless we get absurd luck soon. But based on how we've been going trend-wise, I highly doubt it. Very unlucky so far this weekend. Well, it looks like it should take 5 more Paloozas. We'll hand out a code after this one. You got a Mightiest Mark Pico with Light Ball and Surf? Nice. I can't remember. I remember getting one of those special Pikachus from the Wii version of Pokemon Stadium. I think it was like a Surf Pikachu with something on it. Which I'm not sure why they always make the unique Pikachus have Surf. I think it was because of something in the, actually, technically in the first anime season, there was a Surf moment for Pikachu. Is that what started the whole Surf trend for Pikachu? Or is it based on something else? Because I know there was one in the original Season 1 of Pokemon that had Pikachu surfing. For that one tournament thingy thing. Is that where all surfing Pikachus originated from? Repeat event in Scarlet and Violet this weekend? What's the repeat event for? Or which Pokemon is it? Oh, it's for the Pikachu? Wait, I don't think I have that Pikachu yet. When did they do a Mighty Mark Pikachu event? I don't think I have that. And even if I do, I should actually do it on my other account too. So you can have one as a Pikachu and one as a Raichu. Oh, it's in yellow in Pokemon Stadium 1 as well? I don't even remember that. But that was like ancient times. Oh, really? I haven't been keeping up with any of that. So that means I might have to do the event this weekend then. Or next weekend, whatever it was. I'll double check then. Well, technically, I guess we'll do it on Thursday night then. Because those normally start on Thursday night, which is technically Friday, but because of time zones, it starts on Thursday. Because it starts at GMT 0. Since we're -5, it starts at 8 o'clock. Pretty much when our stream starts or ends. Actually, it technically starts 7. So yeah, I'll do it after my stream Thursday night, I guess. Because I assume Isabel still needs it too. If I need it. Oh wait, it's going on right now? Oh, so it's kind of like a summer event thingy then. Oh, they're probably doing it because of the international thing, aren't they? I almost forgot. It's around that time of the year, isn't it? So if it's going on right now, we could technically do it tonight then. Or tomorrow or sometime. It's from last year. I don't believe I got it last year, though. Pretty sure I didn't. I don't think I did. I'm losing track at this point. I pretty much stopped paying attention to anything that's happened in Scarlet and Violet since, like, after the first few months. Same thing happened with Sword and Shield, too. Except for that game, I didn't come back until, like, 3 years later. I don't think I did a single temporary event that was ever in Sword and Shield at any point. Whereas for Scarlet and Violet, I've done pretty much all of them, if not all of them. Oy. Yeah, I don't recall doing that last year. I don't know. We'll find out later. Health bars, yum. You know, that's a bar I could pretty much never have. Like those granola health bars. So many of them may contain nuts. Because of where they're manufactured. Because they always have like a nut version. That's one type of food I would love to eat but can never eat. Because around like 98% of all of those like healthy like multi-grain bars or whatever you call them are all may contain nuts. Even the non-nut ones, just because they're made in the same factory. I know health bars are a real product, that's what I'm mentioning. Well, technically the granola bar thingies, but you know, sometimes they're called health bars as well. But most of those may contain nuts because they have at least like one version that's like a nut something something. Which makes all of them may contain. Heath, not health? Heath bars. Wait, what are Heath bars? I'm confused now. I don't think I've ever heard of a Heath bar. It's a chocolate bar? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, because that's another product I can't eat, so I kind of just ignore that they exist. Like Chick-fil-A's. Like, I don't even process them when I ever see them. Because I can't eat at them because of peanut oil. So they just, like, don't exist to me. Not your fault that Tyrion's making you hungry. Actually, that's something I don't really have in the house right now. I don't really have, like, healthy snack food. Honestly, I don't really even have snack food in the house. I never really shopped for any since I've come back from seeing family, which is the main issue. There's a lot of what we have in the house that is in that category I can't eat because of nut allergy. Yeah, not tonight. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if I'm playing anything more tonight, it's just going to be more verse grind, probably. Also, we're still going for another hour as well. Honestly, after this hour, I'm probably not going to feel like verse grinding. Because we're already going to be at like 11 o'clock. I don't know if I feel up to it later tonight. I might just take a nap and then just record the weekly video, though. I want to try getting out early if I can this week. Especially since there's some things related to 8.0 I do want to go over with it. Since we technically haven't covered it in any video yet, and there's been a lot of info this week, that's for sure. Like 4 of our streams this week, we've just been talking about 8.0. Like half the stream. But still have not covered a single video on it. Verse farming has been, yeah, honestly, I've been doing really bad on Paloozas and verse farming this weekend. This is probably the unluckiest Vault weekend we've had in years. Like, pretty much since Paloozas were buffed, this might actually be our unluckiest weekend yet. As far as what we've yielded relative to how many Paloozas we've opened. As well as just verses in general. Really overall unlucky weekend. Unless they tweaked a number somewhere that made it worse. Possible shadow nerf? Who knows? We need more data than what we have to know. I'm just gonna stall in this one. It's such a bad battle, but there's no way we can get 2 in. But yeah, mine was definitely noticeable worse this weekend. But honestly, I've been having a lot of really average and above average Vault weekends. It was only a matter of time before we got a really bad one. Speaking of really bad, what is that? 4 drops there, not a single one of those even remotely useful. Okay, I think it's redeem code time. I said once we run out of EXP boosters, I'll hand out a code. And we have consumed every last EXP booster we have. Right, code time! Alright, here we go. And we'll have one more code in a little bit. Probably in like 2 more Paloozas or so, we'll see. But we'll have one more a little later. There you go, enjoy. Alright, what are we doing? I guess more Palooza then. Oh yeah, let me go update my number. And then we should need to do about 4 more Paloozas. Unless we get like a absurd amount of luck somewheres. But nope, this one is also below average. Though I say that, Epic Volk... Why on earth is Epic Volky so high? How do we get... Oh, no, there's only 3. But still, that's not bad. But our Volky number is kind of not great. 89 means we only did 16. And of course, we're at 10 Paloozas now. Counting Pity, let me see, where are we at? Counting Pity, that's 33. 33 in the net is 222. Hey, 222, we're at 222. Alright, yeah, I think we're exactly at 222 right now. Which means, yeah, unless we get absurdly unlucky, 4 Paloozas should be enough at this point. And honestly, even if we're slightly under, I might still just do the 4 Palooza. If it's like 3 off, I'm pretty sure the verse farming I do later tonight will cover it. So we'll get there. We'll cover the gap that way. Yeah, let's go do it. 4 more Paloozas. Let's get to it. Which means I'll actually be 3 low on verses. But it just did not want to drop verse 3s for me today. Relative to how many verse 3s I've got, I think I got 4 or 5 times as many verse 2s. Somehow. Because my verse 2s went from being below my verse 3 to being like 11 above. Or whatever the gap was, somewhere around there. Yeah, Mimic. That's not ideal, actually. Who knows, maybe it's finally our Horde Mimic. Yeah, then prompt for the code. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys still have anything else you want me to go over, we'll be here for another hour, so let me know. What will we have access to on Tuesday update? That's the great part. Nothing! No, it's actually pretty much is nothing. There'll be a lot of information we'll be able to access on Tuesday's update. But as far as things that you can tangibly do, basically nothing. But some of the information we'll have then that we don't currently have now is likely the official information of what the balance of the troops are going to be. Might even be able to see the perk on that one PvP menu, which might make it a little bit easier to see. But we'll have all the finalized information on what the pets will be, what the weapons will be, what the scaling will be potentially. We'll have information on probably the burning chests and the drop ratios. And I think that's about it. Because everything that actually lets us do anything doesn't actually take place until the following Monday. So it's basically just going to be going over a bunch of information, both in-game and through Terran's World. But very little but you can tangibly do on Tuesday, unfortunately. But a lot that we could talk about on Tuesday. And kind of see going into the following week. Because we're not going to be able to earn any burning marks on the day it launches. Which means we're not going to be able to get any of the troops. Or, you know, the immortal troops. We're not going to be able to do any of the tasks. So yeah, pretty much nothing. Until the following Monday. Because everything directly associated to the patch doesn't start until the following reset day. Oh, also, keep in mind, do not try to switch alliances after the update. It does not take place until the reset week. of the following Monday. You will lose your Alliance contribution or whatever it's called, which is something I want to reiterate on the Monday video thingy too. Because you shouldn't actually be able to change with no penalty until the following Monday. Don't try doing it exactly when the patch lands, because that's not when you can do it with no penalty. It's not until the next season starts that you can do it. Which is on next week's Monday, not tomorrow Monday. Is Immortal an end game mode? No, you can do it at pretty much any point in the game. It's basically just extra rewards while you're doing PvP. Which you can do PvP at any point in the game. It is easier later in the game. However, you can partake in it at any point in the game. Even a fresh account can do it. But no, those Immortals are going to be pretty strong on new player accounts. Because it honestly shouldn't be that hard to get an Immortal. Like, a brand new player can probably have their first Immortal within their first week of playing, probably. Definitely their second week. Which is going to be interesting because those will probably be some of the strongest troops they have access to. Because I'm pretty sure, based on how it's scaled, even if you're playing 100% free-to-play, I am pretty sure you can get one of every Immortal within about a month or two. Like, within one PvP season, which is 11 weeks, I'm pretty sure a brand new player within that time can get one copy of every Immortal. Maybe not the case when we have like 20, 30, 40, 50 something Immortals in the game eventually. But at least at launch, with like the 10 or 11 we're going to have, I am pretty sure within one single PvP season, a brand new fresh account could have every Immortal troop. I am pretty sure. Now, I'm misunderstanding the scaling overall of it, but it does seem like that will probably be possible. But there might be something with actually getting them that's weirder for scaling, I'm not sure. We really just have to see what the Burning Chest drop table's like when it comes out. I don't know, we'll find out. Why would people want to switch from Dark Alliance to something else? Well, you wouldn't want to initially, so you can still get the gold marks. But the reason you'd want to switch out is every other alliance is 40% bonus stats. Because let's assume Dark Alliance is still going to win every single week. The reason you'd want to not be in Dark Alliance is you have less dailies, because you no longer need to go claim those gold marks every single day. But on top of that, you also get 40% extra PvP stats. With all the extra objectives that are in PvP, the extra 40% stats will likely outweigh the extra gold marks you get for being in Dark Alliance. That's the main reason for switching somewhere else. But if you want to switch to a Dark Alliance for those extra bit, it is worth it. If you're really dedicated to PvP and plan to play it for like an hour or two every single day of PvP, I would definitely advise being in Dark Alliance. But if you're just doing like bare minimum daily and just trying to get like the 180k for the 11-week season and stuff like that, you will gain far more of a benefit of being anywhere than Dark Alliance. You'll be getting slightly less gold marks per week, but your overall grind per week will probably be like half an hour less. But you're going to get like half a less deed book every single week or so. Like, you're missing out on like 2/3 to a full deed book. But it also makes getting a leaderboard easier. So if you go for your leaderboard in your bracket, that makes up for all the gold marks that you'd be missing. Like, if you're in Dark Alliance but not going for top 3, compared to being in not Dark Alliance but going for top 3, you're basically getting the same amount of gold marks, but you're also getting progress towards your Kingdom Pass, or your PvP Pass. So being in Dark Alliance only is going to be worth it if you plan to do like an hour or 2 hours of PvP every day. Which I personally don't plan to do it that much. Which is why I'm moving out of Dark Alliance. I don't know. Maybe after the next season I'll be like, I want to go back. Because I believe it can change at the first week of every season. So if I decide after the end of this 11-week season that, hey, I actually do want to go back to Dark Alliance, then we will. But we already got a whole season to try Dark Alliance, so I'll switch to a different one this time around, see how that experience is. And then after that, I'll make my determination on where on Earth we stay. But yeah, overall, it's basically be in Dark Alliance if you want to grind, be anywhere else if you don't want to grind. As you have to do about half an hour to an hour of less PvP per week if you're in not Dark Alliance. Between having 40% extra PvP stats and having less dailies to do. As Dark Alliance has 30 extra PvP battles you have to do every single week. Compared to every other alliance that doesn't have to do those 30 fights. And of course, the main benefit of having 40% more PvP stats is you can make a leaderboard quicker. Because lately I haven't been going for a leaderboard, but I have been going for all those gold marks. But if I do it the other way around, where I don't go for gold marks because I'm not in Dark Alliance, but go for a leaderboard, it's basically the same amount of gold marks, but it takes less time. As 40% extra stats is a lot of extra stats. But yeah, if you're a dedicated player, definitely stick with Dark Alliance. It really comes down to how much PvP you want to do. And I'm opting for the slightly less option. Though 40% extra stats can still be the slightly more option if we want to go like super high on leaderboard. As the difference between making first in your bracket compared to third is, what, 30 gold marks? I don't know. I kind of just want to try something different because I've been in Dark Alliance the whole time. But after I do a whole season of 11 weeks in not Dark Alliance, I might just shift back to Dark Alliance. I only mostly want to change just to get the other side of the experience, just to say. And mostly just for the 40% extra stats. Like, 40% extra stats is so much stats for PvP. It's basically the difference between 2-shotting with Stellaryx and 1-shotting with Stellaryx. Not to mention we get to have fun with all the Immortals having 40% extra stats while also having double damage. Which will be quite interesting. Compared to not having that 40%. You have 200 monolith sigils saved up? Wait, how do you have so many monoliths? Wait, how do you have more than 11 monolith tokens? I'm confused. Because that caps out at 10 or 11, depending on when you get it. Unless you've been buying them with gold marks. Which I generally wouldn't advise, but at the beginning of a season like that, I guess it could work out. Also, I forgot about that. For the monolith objectives, you can technically just infinitely buy them with gold marks. I keep forgetting that's a thing. Yeah, you can trade in, how much is it? I think it's like 10 for 5. Yeah, I completely forgot about that for the PvP objective. Because one of the objectives was to do a bunch of monolith fights. And we don't know exactly what the scaling's going to be. If it has no scaling at all, I think I did the math the other day, last night. I think it was 39 days out of 77 days you would have to do it, if it has no scaling. But that's assuming that it has no scaling. If you just took how many you need for the first time and just multiplied that by 3, is what I did for it. But if it does have scaling, that means, yeah, we might actually need to do, buy some with gold marks. Yeah, I generally wouldn't advise spending gold marks on monolith stones. However, it will be slightly more relevant too starting next patch. Due to how the VP system will start to work. As well as there being an objective that gives you burning marks based on how many monolith fights you do. Though it caps at doing it 3 times. You can't keep doing it beyond that to keep getting more. We just don't know how many you'll need for each milestone. We know how much the first milestone is, but we don't know what it scales up to for the second or third. But that's information we'll have going into sometime next Monday. Not tomorrow Monday, but next week's Monday. It's just info we don't currently have, though. You want to clear all the towers in every PvP region a day? Oh gosh, that would be so many buffs. I've never bothered doing that. I think the most I ever had at once was like 4 buffs. The best you could ever do for free without getting any extra gold marks is 3. But I think we ended up doing it one day, so I went all in on 4. But yeah, you can technically have one for every region active, which would be so many extra stats. That would definitely be a time to grind out PvP, that's for sure. Oh yeah, I hope that's something they fix. It wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. But I really hope next patch fixed the fact that you don't get EXP when you have like those monolith things active in PvP. It'll take like 225 sigils to do all the battles. That is so many. Yeah, that sounds about right. That'll definitely be a funny use for them. Because for about 4 hours straight, you would have the whole buff. Because it will take about an hour to do all those battles. Give or take a bit. So for about 3.5 to 4 hours, you would have every buff active at once. That'd be kind of crazy. Like how much stats you would have from doing that. I don't think anyone's actually recorded a video of that yet. Like the sheer amount of stats you would have. Especially if you were in like, not Dark Alliance with 40% extra stats. While also having all those buffs. You would 1 Stellarex down everything. Instantly. Because that would be so much extra magic. Like somewhere's in like the, I'm never sure. Is that almost like 100 extra magic? On top of 40%, on top of Stellarex scaling. Unfortunate, really bad drops there. Yeah, let's see, where's our thing? Hey, Tribute's ready. Alright, so, how did we do? Good, okay. Making a little bit of a comeback. No epic Volkies, though, sad. Oh, wait, no, I say none. Wait. We got 20. No, we got 5. Hold up. Unless I forgot to count some from the previous, but... Never mind. Oh, we did really good, then. That's 5 epics and 21 normal. That's not bad at all. Oh, I keep typing wrong numbers. I keep clicking 9 when I'm trying to do 0. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright, we're finally dipping under 20. No! I wanted to have a surplus of 20 this weekend. We're gonna go right back to the same number we had. Gosh, every weekend I try going for a surplus. It's like, nope. Maybe I'll gain like 1. Alright, yeah, well, let's keep going. We should need to do about 3 more. Counting pity, we're at 245. So unless we get really unlucky, 3 more should be our 300. So let's get to it. We'll hand out a code, I guess, after this next one. And then we'll go for the final 2. Well, let's keep them coming. Oh, wait, I forgot to take the Mimic. No! Luckily, there's enough locations where it shouldn't matter. Okay, I need to remember, we need to go take all the Mimics after this and then hand out code. So if anyone could remind me Mimic and code after this was that... Is that'll make sure I don't forget either. Yeah, we'll hand out a code on the next one and wipe out any Mimics we have. Otherwise, we're going to lock ourselves out of every location. You can technically do this absolutely anywhere when you're running a Palooza, but I think I only have 3 of them set as level 1 at the moment. It's normally the 3 that you run versus on. Those being Sinnoh Mirage, Wild Plains, and Draxum. The last 3 locations where you can get away with a 20 damage Dust Devil kill. The triple Ironhawk Dust Devil does. But yeah, John, if you do end up doing that, that's gonna be crazy. I'm not sure if I would ever bother to, but I might eventually. It does look like there's ways to passively get even more Monolith Stones starting next patch. Because some of the rewards that you get on the Season Pass are Monolith Stones. Which will be slightly annoying in the sense that, I'm not sure how I'm going to claim the rewards from the system. Because some of them are like EXP boosters and Monolith Stones, and those are things that you have to use pretty much immediately when you get them. This is the first week your guild has hit all legendary tasks? Nice. That's a great milestone to have. You get quite a bit of loot from them. Yeah, the task system was reworked quite a few times in the past. The current task system we have is actually a bit controversial compared to what the previous one was, when they ended up adding like legendary tasks initially. Just because it got rid of a lot of the gems for other material. But still a lot of really good loot that you get along the way. Also, the original draft for it, you were originally going to get some amount of Nisha tokens per week. Unfortunately, they scrapped that. I think the highest you get is some amount of Rarania. Which is a little unfortunate because they actually rebalanced some things around due to how controversial some of the things were. And they buffed some things, but one of the things they actually nerfed was actually removing the Nisha. Which means doing all tasks would have originally given, I think, one Nisha token every single week. Not the whole medal, but like one token of progress. It's kind of unfortunate that that doesn't exist. So to some degree, that doesn't even matter anymore because that does exist now. Indirectly through glory orbs. As bronze, silver, and gold glory orbs essentially do that now. Even though we don't get Anus or Nishas in the tasks. But they did eventually add a system that effectively does it. No mythics yet? Yeah, they're pretty rare. Last I recall, they're about a 1% chance. Might be slightly lower. But every legendary task you do, there's about a 1% chance everyone in the guild gets a mythic. Give or take a little. I think it's actually slightly under 1%. Not sure if anyone's data mined it recently. Any new metal ideas? I don't know, they could do pretty much everything with it. We were talking about that earlier to stream. Where they really need to add more metals to the game. I would love to see more active metals that can be stunned away. Currently, there's only one in the entire game, and it's the Orpheus one for Cleanse. Which is rather ironic that the only active metal currently within the game is one that can be stunned. Or, you know, the Cleanse one that is disabled by stun. But there's a lot that they could do with it. I'm trying to think of one, though, off the top of my head. The problem is they're hard to balance. And that might be one of the reasons they've never really added more. Like, as far as, like, mentioning an idea for it, that'd be easy. Mentioning an idea that's balanced is kind of the hard part based on where metals currently are. I don't know, a 10% chance to cleanse per turn is pretty strong already. Metals that prevent specific statuses? That could be interesting. Like a single immunity medal that gives every single one of your troops immunity to that one thing. Which means you could have up to 3 immunities. 50% more gold medal. I don't think they would ever do a gold or soul one. Or an EXP one. They were originally going to add more pets that gave it. It's really weird because one of their reasons for why they said they would only give 5% bonus for the, or was it 10%, whatever it is, for the gold, soul, and EXP pets was because they were going to add more down the line. And here we are 6 years later, and they still have never added more down the line. Because they were added back in, I believe, 2018. And to this day, we still have not gotten another soul, gold, or EXP pet. But they're still nerfed all the way down to their 5 or 10% or whatever they do currently. I think it's 5%. Oh, did they finally fix the weekly post? Okay, so we have the data now. I'll go check it in 10 minutes. After we finish out this Palooza. Then we'll go hand out a code and clear the mimics. Yeah, we'll do it after this set. But no, as far as medals are concerned, I would kind of want to see ones that can do offense capabilities, I feel like. Either a small amount of extra damage, or, I don't know, trying to think of one that's balanced is, I think, the hard part. Because I almost want to say, like, one that does, like, negative stats effects to the enemy, but that's gonna be too broken. Maybe something that, like, starts with Dispel, or even... Oh, actually, that would be a fun one. An inverse of Cleanse wouldn't be that bad. A 10% chance per medal to dispel all enemies. Per turn. Basically the Cleanse medal, but in reverse. Because we don't have a good way of passively dispelling currently. It's the reason why Wand is used on so many teams. There's things like Mech Hero class and stuff like that that have to dispel per extra turn. But you have to give up your hero class to do it. Compared to using like Elementalist or something. So Dispel Metal would be fun. I'm trying to think of what else. But yeah, it's definitely hard to balance. And that's probably one of the reasons they never really bothered adding more. Because like, what do you do for the next common metal? Like, if you were to make an active common metal, what would it even be? It'd have to be something, like, so weak. Prismatic Orb has been looping at PvP? Really? It really shouldn't be able to. It only has, like, a 9 gem spawn or something. Skull Metals? I don't know. What would Skull Metals do? Extra skull damage? But that's basically just, like, an attack buff. Unless you mean creating skulls per turn. In which case, I think that might be too broken with already skull creating things. I feel like any metal that creates gems per turn would be too strong. Because when combined with legends and mythics that already do that, it's just going to be too much power. If you're creating like 7 gems on a turn. Every single turn. Like imagine creating 4 elemental stars and 3 other gems all at once. Or creating something like 11 skulls because you're using the 4 guys that create 2 skulls. But then combining that with like some metal that does like 1 skull per metal. For 11 total. Oh, you mean the World Event one? Yeah, we might have the skull one this week. There are 3 that can show up in World Event. You either get extra skull damage, spell damage, or both. And generally, lately, they've been doing spell damage or spell and skull. I can't remember last time we've had skull only. They don't really do that anymore, mostly because it's very niche. It normally makes the event really annoying to do. Even in places where it's viable, it makes it so everything else is not viable. So they tend to not really do that these days. Though if they do it for next week, it's a Broken Spire event, so that wouldn't be the worst. We have Shegra. We have that one thing that has attack buff off of Empower. Probably a few other things in there. Oh, that would be a funny metal. What if we had a 5% recoil metal? And then you have 3 of them to stack the whole amount. For 15% reflect on all damage. Be a great way to remove barrier and just keep doing chip damage. It's actually kind of funny because I feel like their other games, particularly Puzzle Quest 1, they did reflect tank very, very, very well. Like, it was probably one of the funnest reflect tanks I ever played was Puzzle Quest 1. Just the ways that you could build it and its natural viability. Like, it didn't feel too slow compared to doing, like, actual damage DPS build. Because that's the problem with a lot of tank builds in a lot of games, is they feel too slow compared to, you know, just pure DPS. It was one of the few times where I feel like Reflect Tank was set up really, really, really well. It was the original Puzzle Quest 1 game. I don't think they've really done it well at all in Gems of War. I really wish they would kind of rescale it a little. And having a reflect metal would be kind of fun. Because it'd be a step towards that. Because tanking in Gems of War is really absurdly irrelevant. It's why the reasons like the troop we're getting next week that just like buffs up another troop are so absurdly bad. Is because survivability matters very little for the most part, unless it's like damage mitigation or something. Actually giving something like extra HP, armor, something like that, unless they have a boost ratio for such, is nearly irrelevant. Because there's not enough reflect mechanics to really make it work. Reflect itself, the troops that do it are pretty underwhelming. There's not too many ways to get it passively. The best troops in the game as far as percent of reflect are really bad and are never used. Because the rest of their ability and other traits are just not worthwhile. Not to mention every single one of them could just be stunned and lose all those effects. As if they don't have any reflect at all. Even something like Gloomleaf that has Impervious, all you have to do is just curse stun it. You farmed 0 Volkies and 0 Epic Volkies so far? Oh, come on, Lester. Go for at least a few. Gotta get at least some. Oh, you're at 442 and 53? Nice. Our goal, it looks like it's going to be about 30-30. Or 330, I should say. Because our Epic Volkey luck is starting to come back. It started horrifically, but it's starting to make a bit of a comeback. Mostly because we found 2 in a row that basically did 5. Back from doing like 7 and only getting 5. How does that even happen? We do 7 Paloozas and get 5 Volkies. Then we do 2 Paloozas and get 10. Also, if I truly needed Dragon Knight, I would stall this guy for, You know what? I'm about to. I'm not about to. I'm not. Maybe I am. You know what? I'm going to. Oh, you know what? I can't. It's too many. I'm giving up too many keys. We're going to give up like a key or 2 if I do. I'm going to regret that, but oh well. We're going for it. If we get at least 1 Volkey in these next 3 fights, it's worth it. Come on, Volkey. Okay, I'm sacrificing the extra Dragonite for a Volkey here. Got it already. Okay, it was worth it. Come on, let's make it more worth it. Let's get like 3 more Volkeys. If I was in a pinch for Dragonite, I would have stalled him for a minute. I'd rather have a few extra Volkeys. We're already up to 2. Dragonite Gnome, reappear, go. Nope. Alright. Okay, now we need to go remember to do all the things right now. Let me go grab the Mimic, grab the code, check the thing that they finally went and updated. Hey, Epic Volkey. Nice. See, look, we wouldn't have gotten 2 Volkeys and an Epic Volkey if I would have went for the Dragonite Gnome there. Super worth. Ooh, 11? 11? 11? How? Why? What am I doing wrong? Am I playing in slow motion or something? Why are we doing so bad? I don't feel like I'm playing slower. How did we only get 11 Volkeys? Obviously, we still get the pity, but... Yeah, now we need to average over 20 for these next 2. Oh gosh. You know how long it's been since we've needed 15 Paloozas to finish? You have to be absurdly unlucky to need 15 to finish 300. Yeah, we're heading there. Alright, before I forget to go do everything, let me go do everything. So apparently they have fixed the thingy, so let me go check it real quick. If I could figure out where it is. Here we go. Alright, so we got the Ghost Ogre coming in from Broken Spire. Deals a bunch of damage to an enemy, explodes 1 to 4 Ghost Gems. So basically it does nothing. It does have that 1 Haunted trait, but it is pretty bad. Alright, so he does nothing. Alright, so as far as the world event, it's one of those 15-15 battles. So you have to do 31 battles before you can get them all. So let's see, 6 battles. Oh, so what's the scoring then? Alright, so make sure just to never take Ghost Ogre then. How many swords? 5 each. Yeah. So just don't take Ghost Ogre. If you can help it, don't take Lava Troll. Doomed Gargoyle. Well, the rarity is Doomed Gargoyle. I know you're a legend. But yeah, just don't take Ghost Ogre, and if you can help it, don't take Lava Troll. That's all you really need to know. Everything else was go into place. Because initially you'll have these 3. Then you'll have these 5. And after 31 battles, you'll have them all, and then you just don't take the Ghost Ogres. But in the earlier fights, you might also want to avoid the Lava Trolls, as you'll get slightly more points if you also try to avoid them. Yeah, pretty straightforward. But yeah, the easiest thing to remember is just don't take the Ghost Ogre, which should be an ultra rare. So just don't take the ultra rare fight. Alright, it's one of those. Just don't take ultra rare. Simple enough. Alright, so that's the update on that. Now that we have the scoring, because it wasn't up earlier. Okay, so aside from that, Mimic. I'm gonna take Mimic, then we'll go hand out code. Mimic! Oh, so I gotta remember to go change my team back. Come on, Mimic. We got 2 Guardian troops this week. Let's see if we can get our third, this is the week of duplicates. Let's see if we can finally get our third, Horde Mimic. We haven't gotten one in over 2 years. Or 3 years, however long it's been. I'm losing track of time. Come on, show me the 5 times. About a 10% chance. Come on. Boo. At least we got double Orpheus. But that low of a chest, that's one of the better things we can get. Unfortunate. Alright, well, let's keep going. Gotta run 2 more Paloozas. Let's go switch back to the good old Dust Devil team. Oh yeah, let me go hand out code before I start doing this. Do I have the Horde Mimic Mythic? Yes, I have 2 of them. But we haven't gotten another copy in like 2 or 3 years now. We got both of them within the... I got the first one within the first month. The second one by like the 2nd or 3rd month. And now we've been 2 or 3 years without getting a third. I think by now we should have like 7. But somehow we've gotten absurdly unlucky. Here you guys go. Here's the final redeem code for now. And then we'll go run 2 more Paloozas. Oh, wait, didn't cut. Why is my cut not cutting? There it goes. The cut has now cut. There it goes. Go enjoy. Yeah, let's get back to it. Straight back to the Palooza. Oh yeah, let me go make sure I've used the team. I think I did, but okay. I just wanted to double check. Let's do 100% make sure. Only saves like 10 seconds, but it's like a whole battle when it comes to Palooza time. Alright, we should be good to go. Oh, do I need this pet? I don't think I do, but might as well check. Nope, I don't need it. So I'll carry pet. Had it for a while. Alright, let's go run the last 2 Paloozas. Technically, I might need a third, but honestly, I'm probably just going to do 2. Because I'm probably going to do a little bit of verse farming, and hopefully it'll just get covered by that. So regardless of performance on these, we'll probably just do 2 more Paloozas. This one and the next one. And then probably call it there. And if I am somehow short on Vault Keys, hopefully we'll get it while I verse farm a little bit later tonight. Unless I take a nap. Might just take a nap. The problem is if I take a nap, I'm going to wake up at like 7 in the morning rather than like 3 in the morning. These resets at 3 a.m. my time, which is a very annoying time to wake up. Yep, and thank you, Isabel, for posting the code. And as Isabel mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys still have anything else you want me to go over, let me know. We'll be here for another half an hour. And then that should hopefully conclude our Revolt event weekend. Aside from a little bit of verse grinding off stream. What do I think of the upcoming Skull event? Oh wait, is it only Skull damage? Wait, is this... I didn't notice that when I read it. Do we only have access to Skulls or to extra Skull damage for this event week? For the World event? That's gonna be really bad if so. Because we do have Shegra and a few other things like that, but I'm not sure if that's enough to carry the whole event. Without having magic damage. At least there is a skull option, though. They've done that before when there was, like, no skull options in a place. Has anyone done the math on how many total stats they'll have at level 30? I don't think we'll really know this until they come out. Because we don't know what their base stats are going to be. So even if you added up all the extra stats, it wouldn't really matter because we don't know what the base stats are. It's something we won't really know until it gets data mined. Is even if you add up everything that you get as the extra buffs, it means nothing if we don't know what their overall values are. It'll just tell us how much extra they get when being maxed. But how much extra they get from being maxed doesn't actually tell us too much. Yeah, it was in the video how much extra we get, but it doesn't tell us how much base stats they have. For example, a common has far less base stats than a mythic. And obviously a mortal will have a higher base stat than any other troop. And we don't know what those numbers are. We only know how much extra they'll get from being upgraded. But we don't know how much they naturally have automatically. They showed them with base stats, did they? You're so quiet. I thought the stream crashed. No. We're just in concentration mode. Well, it's hard to tell if they showed them with stats, how many stats of that are from kingdoms, though. Because the stats that we see in the video doesn't give us a good indication of what their base stats might be. Unless they showed them with absolute maximum kingdom, but I don't think they did, based on where the stats were. Because they would have been way higher than what was showed in the video. Because the menu to see a base stats of a troop is actually buried in the game. You can see it without using a third-party resource, but you have to go through like 3 menus to get there. It's a page you almost never click on. It's relatively irrelevant in the current state of the game. But it is interesting to know like what the base stats of an immortal might end up being. But I'm almost guarantee at no point did they show that page during the video. And there's no way to know how many kingdom upgrades they had. After this Palooza, we'll go run more and we'll wrap it there. Oh no, that's one of those things where we'll have a lot more information on stuff like that on Tuesday. It's one of those things that we just don't know exactly at the moment. But on Tuesday, we'll be able to look at it within seconds. Both in-game and through Terran's World. Yeah, for the fun, you can still do math based on it. The only way we would really know for sure what the base stats are, which we might kind of know, but I can't recall where it happened in the video, is you would have to do the math based on another troop that's on the team. So on one of the battles that they showed, you would have to take the stats of something we do know. So, you know, like, let's say they had a leprechaun on the team. You take the stats of that and then compare it to that relative to a mythic stats. And you can kind of figure it out that way. It has so much math to bother doing just to figure out about how much stats Immortal has. Because the only way we could really tell is if they have another troop next to it in one of the battles, then reverse engineer the math to get the base stats based on the difference of that troop relative to the other troop. Like, let's say a leprechaun was there and it had like 20 HP. But then the leprechaun in battle had like 70 HP. So you would then know they have a 50 base stat of HP as extra. So you would then subtract the 50 from the you would then subtract that 50 from the immortal, and that would be its actual base value. But you would also have to subtract all of the extra bonuses that it has based on its immortal level. So if it's immortal level 7, you would have to take every buff that it has from level 7 and then subtract it from that, and then you would have the base value. But you would have to do those 2 things. I'm not sure if anyone has bothered doing that during the video. It would probably take like 5 minutes to figure it out. I just haven't bothered. But yeah, you would have to take one of the troops based on his base stats, subtract it so you know how much you need to subtract from the immortal. Then you have to subtract all the immortal levels based on whatever it was in the battle that they showed. And then you will have the base value of the immortal. Come on, where are our Volkies? Why has this weekend been so bad for Volkies for this? It's definitely our worst Vault weekend all year in the last year. Pretty much since they've been doing the calendar system. Because that started like last year's August. Back when we now have monthly guaranteed Vault events. Yeah, since we've been getting guaranteed Vault events every month, this has been our worst Vault weekend we've ever had. As far as how many Paloozas we've opened relative to loot earned. Gosh, why does this guy keep coming slightly too early? I need this to have came, like 2 battles from now. Actually, more than that, 5 battles from now. Alright, here or later, we'll keep the Dragonite Gnome. I'll catch you later, Supernova. Nova, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good week. 8.0 soon, TM. Oh, I should have actually stalled that fight. Go, 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 go. No, I'm not going to make it. No, we're super not going to make it. No, Mimic. Whoops. If that Mimic didn't appear, we would have had enough time. But that's unfortunate. I think that's the first time a Mimic has ever stopped me from getting the next reward loot. That's unfortunate. That's really funny. I think that's the first time we've ever been Mimic blocked from the final loot. Let's see if we get something from it. This better be worth it. Nope. Nope. Unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've ever been Mimic blocked. In such a way. Unfortunate. Alright, at least we did a little better on Volkies here. We got a 11 into a... Why are we doing so good on epics all of a sudden? We just got 5 again. Why are our epics just 180ing so much so hard all of a sudden? Oh, no, we only got 3. But it's still good. 25 and 21. So we did 21 and 3. Which is what we should be expecting to get from all of them. We'll be getting a bit unlucky on quite a few. Alright, there we go. Alright, one more and we should be good. Where are we number-wise? Pity 38, which means we are exactly at 280 right now. So as long as we get exactly on average or better, we will be exactly at 300. And even if we're like 1 or 2 short, we'll easily get it just while verse farming later tonight. But yeah, we're at 280 right now. So all we need is a perfectly average Palooza and we're in the clear. Even how much bad luck we had this week, it looks like we'll still make it within rate. Although ideally we want to get it within like 12 or 13, but 14 is still fine. It's just if we ever need a 15, we really got unlucky. If we somehow need 15 to get there, which we almost did this week, that is so bad. Anyways, we good? Let's go into the final one, I guess. Nothing else we really need to go do. I already just took the mimic. Oh, wait. Because I just took the mimic. I know there's one thing I need to go do. Almost forgot. I gotta do one more fight to reset my team. I know there was something I was forgetting to do. I gotta set my team back. If we don't do this, we'll have to stall like 10 seconds changing our team back. Which, of course, not ideal. Not that big a deal, but, you know, that's like a whole battle worth of loot. But doing this presets our team back to this team. And now we should be good to go. And right at the reset of one of those boss thingies too, so we don't even need to worry about that for a while. Alright, final Palooza for the weekend. Let's go get it. Unfortunately, 3 verses shorter than how many I would want to have, but hopefully we'll get lucky on them soon. Because I think 17 is break even, right? I think I started this week with 16 or 17. So that means I did a break even weekend then. Which is not ideal. Kind of wanted to earn a few. Yeah, minusing Angels, we actually are still down on Epic Volkeys. Because I've gotten 2 Epic Volkeys from Angels this weekend. Which means technically we're only at 23. We should be at like 26 or 27. Also, Volkeys are really down. They're basically like 20 Volkeys down right now. Even more depending on how you look at it. Because each Palooza should be about 20-ish. And we're 18 down from that. But then you also consider like all the ones we got while verse farming. And we're easily over 20 down. Like, the Epic Volkey's kind of recovered, but our normal Volkey number is still quite a bit down from what it should be. Almost by about 10%. Back in full focus mode. Want to make sure we get that 300 secured. How much you want to make a bet? It's going to be like 298 or 299. It's going to be a depressingly, like, slightly under number. It looks like we're getting a good number of Volkies, though, so we should be fine. The quiet stream. There's a completely silent stream, just gameplay. No audio. That was already loading. I'm sure there's a way to just auto skip that menu. The difficulty menu. It's probably the most annoying thing when spamming Explore these days. Just having to reset that menu every single time, even if you're not changing difficulty. It's actually the main reason I don't use a controller for this anymore. It's just so annoying resetting that menu every time. Probably the biggest slowdown to the current state of Explore right now as well. Even more so than those merchants and everything. You're just having to reset that menu every single set. Even if you're never changing the difficulty. And of course, merchants and everything don't appear while doing this, so that's the only slowdown that this has. Which is one nice thing that they did do. That'd be so annoying if merchants and angels and everything got in the way of these. But nope, they only get in the way of verse farming. So that's part of the process, but not the full process. Alright, we're halfway there. Final stretch time. Alright, place your bets now. How many keys short will we be? I'm guessing at 298. $69? I can't possibly be that much short. Because I'm counting pity as well, of course. Ah, the 4x Glory Gnome. Finally. I think that's the first one we've seen all weekend. Unfortunately, it's not at the place where we can utilize that at all. Guess we would need it to be the final fight. So where are all the Volkies? I feel like we've gotten none in like the last 5 minutes. Where are they all? That's just not true. We have gotten a few within that time. Even that triple glory battle had a, or 4 glory battle had a Volky on it. Yeah, you get a surprisingly high amount of souls. Like, souls and glory, like, skyrocket during Vault weekends. A lot of resources just passively go up. But those are 2 of them that you don't really pay too much attention to, but they go up, like, crazy high amounts during Vault weekend. It's actually insane how much glory you can get these days compared to, like, when it first came out. Glory, when it first came out, was capped per day. At, like, 15 or 16 max. Nowadays, you can get thousands per hour during Vault weekends. It's kind of insane, the difference now. From 16 per day to thousands per hour. First day verse hunting? What do you mean by that? We did get some verse hunting done on the very first day when it was broken beyond belief, but not as much as a lot of people did. I think we only had a few dozen by that day. Compared to some people with like hundreds. But no, I don't have that many spears at the moment. We only have 17 left. 17 sets. Having trouble finding verse 1. Oh, that's my number that's still the absolute highest. But yeah, everyone always has their 1 that they're low on. Ours has pretty much been 3 in recent times. Technically, yesterday was 2 because it finally shifted, but it's back to being 3 by quite a margin again. I think 1's my highest, 4 is my second highest. So 4 at one point was my lowest, but also my highest. They go all over the place. 1 is my only one that has never personally been my lowest yet. Every number has been multiple times, except for 1, which has never been. I would have to start getting absurdly lucky on 2 and 3 for that to ever happen. Because I think my 2 and 3 are like 40, 50 away from it or something. Yeah, I'll see. Final tally. In a minute. Now, let's see a Dragonite Gnome or something. Something big at the end. Like a 4x Glory, a Dragonite Gnome. Ooh, an Epic Volky. I think we can get 2 more fights in. Actually, it might just be 1. I don't think we can win the next one quick enough with loading screen and everything. Alright, so this is the final one. What do we get? Alright, Glory and the Double Soul. That's not awful, I guess. Could have been worse. Oh, we can go for the Ironhawk kill. Might as well. Ironhawk, go! Secure the final kill. Alright, what do we get? So we got the 1,000 glory. The thing I really want to see. 260. I think that's enough. Watch it be one short. 260. Epic Vault keys are at 27. So I got 2, so pretty much average. Obviously 14 for Palooza now. Pity has to be 40 or higher. No way! Ah. Well, obviously I'll get the other one while doing verse farming later. Now I kind of have to. How close are we on the next pity key? That's funny. But yeah, we'll get the other one later. We are exactly 1 Vault key short. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Oh, I knew it'd be slightly short. But yeah, we are short by 1. But a little bit of verse farming later tonight will fix that. But yeah, let me go claim it just so we see our number. I want to see the 299. Loading, loading, loading. Alright, where are we? There it is! 299! Why? Oh, sorry, we're at 28 Epic Vault Key. Where did the other one come from? There we go. But yeah, we got 299 Vault Keys and 28 Epic. It's like when they always put on the price tags the extra 99 just to make it seem cheaper and or more expensive. But that's what we did for our Vault Keys to make it seem bigger. We went for the 299 instead of the 300. Make it seem bigger than it is. But that's kind of funny. But yeah, we'll obviously get the other one when we go verse farming later tonight then. Well, there we go. 299 soon to be 300. So we technically reached our goal. I didn't reach the other goal yet, but obviously we'll be verse farming a little bit more later, so hopefully we'll find the other 3. And if not, not that big a deal, but yeah, we are 3 down for how many we kind of wanted, but still progress nonetheless. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to be ending it there for now. We will be back tomorrow night, 3 hours prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll mostly be messing around with the world events and go from there. I'll have a video going up, hopefully in the next few hours, several hours, unless I crash tonight, going over all the stuff for next week. Most notably, I'll probably be going over quite a few things, summarizing 8.0. And then we'll probably have an overview video on Wednesday, after the patches actually occurred. And then next week, we can actually go and mess around with it, because a patch is on this Tuesday. We'll be going over Tuesday night. So not tomorrow night, but the following night, we'll be doing the patch of 8.0. Tomorrow we'll kind of cover it a little bit in the weekly video. Then we'll summarize everything after the fact once we know all the info on Wednesday. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always. And we'll have the weekly video up sometime tomorrow, hopefully earlier rather than later. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. If you're still looking to farm, still have several hours left. There are still 4 hours left in the event, and I'll be farming it a little bit after I grab a bite to eat. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.